guys, welcome back to Arsenal 23. My name's Seth. So we've got something a little bit different for you today. So we've had an upcoming red dot brand, Cyelee Optics, reach out to the channel and they wanted to send us their Chameleon SRS8 optic for us to review for you guys. So let's take a closer look at it. So I've got the Cyelee Chameleon SRS8 mounted on my Glock 19 MOS for today's video, and as you'll see, the viewing window is absolutely massive, coming in at roughly 26 by 22 millimeters, nearly an entire square inch. I've noticed that the wider sight helps me to have a better field of view than more narrow windowed optics, as well as helping me to find the dot faster. But before we really dive into a review, I do want to say a massive thank you to Cyelee Optics for sending me this SRS8 to review for you guys. This is actually my first handgun optic and it really surprised me. I've shot other handguns with optics and to be honest, I wasn't that big of a fan. I'm more of the old school iron sights guy, but this optic has amazed me at how fast I was able to catch on and how fast I was able to speed up my shot times. Saying this, if any of you would like to try the Cyelee Chameleon SRS8, watch till the end of the video to find out how you can get 15% off of this optic. So anyway, more about this optic. So it does come standard to fit RMR footprints, and as I said at the beginning of this video, my Glock is standard MOS. It was easy to find an adapter plate from MOS to RMR, but it would have been nice if they were to offer it right from the factory in different footprints. A benefit from using this RMR footprint, however, is that they were able to mount the battery access right at the very top of the optic, making for easy replacements. But with a claimed battery life of 50,000 hours, it will probably be a while before it needs replacing. This whole optic, minus the glass, is made with an aluminum construction, so the difference in weight is negligible. I know some optics can be pretty heavy, but this is not one of them. In the box, you'll find the optic itself, your instruction manual, screws for assembly, wrenches for mounting it, and adjustments, along with a sticker and a patch. I've already used my sticker, so I don't really have that to show you. The only complaint that I have is that the Torx wrenches that came with the optic were pretty cheap. Whenever I was trying to torque the sight down and mount it onto the gun, the teeth on the wrench just stripped right off. I had to go get a replacement. Maybe I tried to tighten it too much, but in my experience with mounting optics, the tighter the better. Aside from that wrench, mounting the optic was simple. I just threw on the MOS to RMR adapter plate and then secured the SRS8 to the RMR plate. On my particular handgun, the optic was nearly zeroed straight from the factory. As a matter of fact, I haven't adjusted it at all. After a few days of practice and a couple hundred rounds, I'm still shooting targets out to 75, 85, even 100 yards with this optic. But there lies the main question. How does it shoot? Let's see if we can shed some light on that. So what's the point of a red dot optic? Well, the point of a red dot is to help acquire the target faster and stay on target better throughout your line of fire. So I've got my Chameleon SRS8 on top of my Glock 19. We're at a distance of 7 yards. I'm going to take a few shots at the center target as fast as I think I can hit the target, and we'll see how I do. Let's take a closer look. So how did we do? Well, we shot 6 rounds at the target, and this is our result. So we've got probably a 10-inch span here, but I'm sure the shot times were fairly good. But this was at 7 yards. How does this optic perform at distance? Let's see if we can back it up a little bit and figure that out. So now we're back at a distance of 30 yards. Let's see how effectively I can shoot with this optic at this distance. Let's take a closer look. So how'd we do? Well, we got about an 8-inch group. We're shifted a little bit low right, but that's probably more a result of my ability to shoot a Glock trigger, not the ability of the optic. But that's fairly good. This is about a 2/3 silhouette target. So let's take it back even further and see how I can shoot with this optic. So now we're at a distance of 75 yards. Let's see how effective this optic will be at this distance. Let's take a closer look. So we shot 3 shots from a distance of 75 yards, and this is the result. So as you can see, we still had about a 6-inch group, and we're still shooting a bit to the right, but a bit higher this time. Again, that's a reflection of my ability to shoot a Glock 19, not a reflection of the optic. So I'm sure as many of you already know, as handgun owners, it can prove to be extremely difficult to hit 2/3 silhouette targets at 75 yards with tiny handguns with iron sights. The Cyelee Chameleon SRS8 not only proved to be extremely accurate and effective at 75 yards, but it also proved its versatility, going from 7 yards, 30 yards, all the way back to 75 yards. So let's take it back inside and see if we can get some final honest thoughts on this optic. So, would I recommend this optic? Well, it's really up to you to decide what's right for you, but if you're interested in getting an optic for your handgun, I feel like this would be a great option. As I've said, the large viewing window allows for easy target and dot acquisition. I know a lot of times whenever people are first starting to use red dots, they have trouble bringing the gun up and finding the dot on the target. This large viewing window makes that extremely easy, and in my opinion, a bit easier than other red dot models. Everything is held up tight with over 500 rounds being put through it, so I feel like it's a pretty solid constructed piece. I didn't do any torture testing or anything like that today because, to be honest, these things are not made for that. I can sit here and throw this thing up against a brick wall, and guess what? It would shatter. But yeah, as I've said, the Zero has stayed true from the box for over 500 rounds, so it seems to be doing fairly well. So if you're wanting to give the Cyelee Chameleon SRS8 a try, use my discount code down in the description of this video to get 15% off. You can go to either Cyelee Optics or just use Amazon.com. It really can't get any easier than that. So if you enjoyed today's video, or if you have questions about the Cyelee Chameleon, let me know down in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay up to date on future videos. But with that, until next time.